Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Henderson County Conversations podcast. I'm Chief Communication Officer Mike Morgan, and joined by, I'll say this, I'll say it in public, I've said it before. One of my favorite people that I get to work with in Henderson County. He is the Parks and Recreation Director, Bruce Gilliam. Other than being a big Tar Heel fan, he's a great guy because I'm a big Wolfpack fan. But Bruce, always good to see you, my friend.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
All right, so before we start talking a little bit about Parks and Recreation, and we have got a lot to talk about with Parks and Recreation, let's go back to what we've been through here late January, early February with the back-to-back ice storm and then the snowstorm, and really during the ice storm, because what happens in the county is when we have to have emergency shelter. The shelter we have set up is the gymnasium over at our Athletics and Activities Center, and we put that up during Winter Storm Fern when the ice storm came through. We had over 40 people that were there staying overnight a couple of nights. But that's where Bruce's world becomes emergency world, and not only the Parks and Recreation folks worked hard there, our emergency management folks did, so did our Department of Health and Human Services. I mean, the health department really was over there big time. And so, Bruce, I know that is something that, and on our contract it says other duties as assigned, and no doubt that when a disaster happens, your crew is ready to go just like all of us.
Yeah, our crew, I can't say enough thank you to Henderson County, EMS, the health department, facility services, all the departments that are around there. Taking on the shelter is a big responsibility, and those people coming in, it's a huge responsibility, but our staff, my maintenance guys, Jason Kilgore and my assistant park director, his staff, and all of us coming in to make sure the buildings are operational for them, trying to get everything set up. EMS, coordinate with EMS, bring in tents and cots and everything else over there, taking care of the animals. It's, and taking care of the people too, but it's just a big responsibility that we do, and we get to take care of people, and that's our goal with this shelter deal, but very important to the county. It's so awesome to be able to help those people that need it and in time. And, this year was a warming shelter, not really Hurricane Helene or the fires. So just to give people a place to be warm, and a place to stay while their power was out, and the cold weather, man, it was bitterly cold this year, So just very proud of Henderson County being a team and us working together during the storm, and everybody coming in, and that includes you, Mike, and the county managers and the county commissioners, just everybody. You're not off. We're on call, and we get phone calls and we get things, but we're able to take care of people, and that's what we do.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, right after Helene, just shortly before Helene, we had a brand new generator put in there, which really allowed that facility and that gym to be used as shelter. And listen, folks, I've sang the praises of our Parks and Recreation folks for such a long time, because what people maybe don't realize what you guys do, you're not only doing all the sports within the county, but you guys are putting on the 4th of July celebration. You're doing the apple rise. I mean, you just name it. You do a lot with the Treat Street stuff. I mean, there's so much more than just playing games that you guys do. And let me just say here on this podcast, your crew does an amazing job.
Yeah, I mean, they always tell me, hey, you're doing a good job. We appreciate what you're doing, but I hire good people, right? You surround yourself with good people, and those people coming in to help, getting bathrooms cleaned, getting roads kind of, at the AAC. We just, it was hard. Especially on a snowstorm where people couldn't get out, that Sunday morning was definitely hard. Trying to take care of the people that were in the building, trying to get over to the AAC, and we had nurses sleeping in there. Just can't say enough how much I appreciate what my staff does. I mean, we go from full recreation to a shelter, and EMS brings all their stuff in about 2 days, but coordinating with all this stuff and getting, the Red Cross and making sure they got food, and helping Dave Jenkins with the health department, just coordinate with him and making sure they have everything they need. It's just it's a big responsibility, but just very, very proud of my staff and all the things that they do. And like I said, I hire good people, so.
Well, and I'll say this because he's sitting right beside me. Bruce is one of them good people that we have hired doing a tremendous job. All right, let's take off the emergency hat and put back on the Parks and Rec hat. Talk about the fun stuff now. All right, so because unfortunately with the snow and ice that we've had here in the month of January and February, has messed up a little bit of basketball, trying to get basketball wrapped up. We're getting ready to get into soccer. But, man, just record numbers. Just talk about what basketball has been like this year and what you're looking forward to with soccer.
And you know, Mike, I know you call basketball games and stuff. For us, we partner with the schools, and the schools get behind and with their scheduling and with their games and all this. And we play on Saturdays. Well, now the high schools are trying to schedule games on Saturdays, and I'm like, let's back up here 1 second. Let's hold tight, but to try to get all those games in. But we've got 800 kids playing on Saturdays, and we've got a lot of gyms going on, a lot of space. And with all of the basketball going on, we've got daddy-daughter dance this weekend, tonight on Friday night, and then we'll do 2 dances tomorrow night, and that's about 800 kids. So we transform our gym from a shelter to the Wizard of Oz. So that's been a crazy deal. But our staff they've had a home run with that. It's incredible what we do for those kids. But yeah, Mike, we've got soccer registration is on. We've got record numbers for the spring coming up, and we don't even have Berkeley built yet, right? We've got over 600 kids already signed up for soccer. Today is the last day for registration. Those numbers will go up today, and then there'll be a lot of people that will hit the waiting list that will try to go back and try to get as many people in as we can on our teams and stuff. But our soccer numbers will be high. Our basketball numbers have been high. And then once this sports complex is built, I mean, that's a whole nother podcast, maybe conversation, but just so excited about that, what it's going to bring to Henderson County.
Yeah, just so everybody know, we are recording this on Friday, February the 6th. So if you're listening to this a week or two later, you're hearing us talk about today. And today, this is something being recorded kind of early on in the month of February, but there's so much happening, and the daddy-daughter dance, as you mentioned, is such a fun thing close to Valentine's Day every time they do that. But I tell you, and we're going to get into the sports complex here in just a little while, but before we start talking about the complex, let's just talk about soccer. Just start there, because we had a conversation the other day, you and I were on a call with some folks. The number that we've seen go up in the soccer world is just amazing. And to just talk about how much growth we've seen in that sport, and not just soccer, but lacrosse and some of the other rugby, some other sports that we're starting to hear from. So just talk a little bit about that.
Well, our soccer program right now, we've been averaging over 600 kids every season, and we play soccer twice a season. We play soccer in the spring and we play soccer in the fall. And before I got here, some of those numbers were a little bit lower, and now we're just seeing an increase in soccer, which I love, because we want to get kids off the cell phones, get them into moving around at practice during the week and getting to play games. It's so awesome. But the soccer community with us on Saturdays it's incredible. I mean, there's just a lot of kids playing soccer. We have a lot of kids playing soccer through ABYSA, which houses, they play over at the AAC. But we have a lot of kids who are playing soccer, who are getting better, wanting to play travel soccer and get into a little bit more soccer. But our soccer programs have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'll tell you, you can look at our high schools, the teams that are making playoffs now. I mean, East, West, North, Hendersonville, all 4 of those high schools really have great soccer programs. And I really contribute that to a lot of, getting the building blocks going early in the Parks and Rec program. Jason Powell, who does soccer, he does a tremendous job of organizing soccer. He's been a former principal, former coach, former athletic director. We got to hire him, and we just feel like our soccer program I feel like it's one of the best around, and I'm very proud of what we do on Saturdays. But the soccer community it's not going away, and the numbers that we have are huge. The cost of uniforms are going up a little bit, but we've kind of taken that in stride. But we have a huge soccer community.
All right, so I think that is a perfect segue into the next conversation, which is about the Henderson County Sports Complex over at Berkeley Park. What we're building over there, you've probably seen it. Hopefully you've seen stories we've done, posts we've made, different stuff's been out there in the community. Basically over there we're going to have 4 regulation-sized FIFA soccer fields. We're going to have 6 tennis courts. We're going to build a brand new softball field. Eventually we'll rehab the old Berkeley baseball park as well. But let's just talk just about that soccer, because that's really the one thing that I think we're getting super excited about. It's kind of the field of dreams. You build it and they will come. We feel like, we're already getting people talking about when we're going to host stuff, but what a game changer that is going to be for Henderson County.
Yeah, Mike, and let me answer that question too. We're so excited about the 4 rectangular fields and being turf. That leads into our special needs soccer is now going to be able to play down at Berkeley Park, and that's Donnie Jones and all of his group, and he's so excited. The kids are so excited, and we kind of joke around. It's like, hey, we get to do something else, But he's just excited. But that not only provides, it's going to provide stuff for us, for Henderson County Parks and Rec, our special needs population, and then going back to all those sports that you were just talking about, lacrosse, rugby, flag football. Flag football is getting ready to be a sport in high school sports with North Carolina. So that's going to be something that, hey, it's a flat space. It's somewhere where it's turf. We're going to be able to play there in the rain. I wouldn't say sleet and snow, but we will play there in the rain. And the only time that we won't get to play there is when it's thundering and lightning. And so all year long, you're going to have all of these sports who are going to be trying to get in there to play. But I'm just excited about the different number of sports that we can kind of take care of. And then that's just on the soccer fields, right? That's just on the soccer fields.
And the one thing that excites me about soccer fields, and again, you're talking about a regulation-sized FIFA field. There's 4 of them. So you can split those 4 fields up into 3 separate youth fields. So you're talking about having 12 games going on at one time, all right there together, all on turf. So when that rolls around on Saturdays for youth soccer throughout the week and stuff, that's just going to be, to have that facility just for what you guys do in Parks and Rec. Don't worry about all the tournaments and all the economic impact we're going to have. Just what you'll be able to do to play there instead of playing on that grass field in Jackson Park is going to be great.
Well, every Saturday morning in the spring and the fall, I'm having to make decisions on whether or not the field is safe for us to play on, whether or not we've had rain the night before, how wet it is, how muddy it is. So that's definitely going to take a lot off me. But just being able to play those soccer games, and like you just said, Mike, we're going to have 3 games going across one field, and the parents are going to be able to sit around the fields and watch the games. We're going to be able to get people in wheelchairs, maybe some elderly people that can't go see their grandchildren play and get down there next to them. We're going to have space in between each field. The parents are going to be separated from our referees with a little more space. This is really, it's going to be a game changer for us. It's going to feel like Christmas morning. My wife says, why are we driving down this road today with Berkeley? We just rode down last week. I'm like, because I'm trying to see what's going on, and I'm ready for that thing to get built. And we're really excited, and just to be able to take care of people on Saturdays, and for those kids to be able to play from grass to turf, man, that's like shooting on a rim that has a chain net, Mike. I don't like to shoot on those old rims that have chain nets or double rims. Like we're going to be able to play on fields that are, like you said, FIFA certified. These kids are going to get to play on what counties around us are playing on, and it's going to be a game changer, So we're so excited.
I got to tell a Bruce story because we played pickup one time at East Henderson, and I swear that night Mr. Gilliam did not miss a single shot. It was impressive to watch. That was many years ago, back when I think you and I could semi-run up and down the court.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give Mike some extra money for that. I might put a $10 bill for him saying that. I still give him all my players and all my people a hard time about it. I can still outshoot them. I may not be able to outrun them, but I'll still outshoot them,
The guy can shoot. There's no doubt about it. All right, man. So we're really excited about the Berkeley Park coming up. And again, we're hoping that, the turf's already down. And so that to me is people can just drive by there and see what it looks like. And some of the aerial shots we have, it's quite impressive.
Yeah, we're excited to see that thing get finished and to see the turf down and the turf going down. It's a big deal, and it's a big deal for the county, and just can't thank the county commissioners enough with their vision, partnering with the school system to kind of come together and let's take that area and make it something special for the county. So kudos to them, and appreciate all of them, with all their hard work behind the scenes with John and Chris and our county commissioners making that happen.
And again, as we mentioned earlier, not only the soccer fields, there will be 6 tennis courts. There will be a softball field that will be utilized by Hendersonville High School, but also other people can use it. Tennis courts, same way. And the tennis aspect's pretty interesting too, because Jackson Park gets used a lot. Not every school has tennis courts, so this is going to help take the crunch off of tennis, and maybe down the road open up the door for some more pickleball courts, which is something that people in the county are passionate about too.
Yeah, we're excited. The 6 tennis courts will give us a chance to bring Hendersonville High School boys and girls out of Jackson Park and to Berkeley Park to play matches and to practice. And right now, with 8 tennis courts, and depending on their programs, Hendersonville High School and East, great programs, a lot of kids playing. So, we have to block those tennis courts off starting about 3 o'clock Monday through Friday, and go to like 6:30 or 7, depending on when they have games. We've got 2 pickleball courts down there that we've kind of blocked off for pickleball. So, depending on their numbers and how many games they have and who they're playing, it's going to be a game changer getting one of those, getting Hendersonville High School out. And like you said, Mike, we're if East Henderson need to play a match there, we'll block it off, and we're going to use it for every school, and just excited about the CTA and the Community Tennis Association with what they do. They play a lot of tournaments in Jackson Park. They're now going to be able to play some tennis over at Berkeley. So we want to put programs over there as well.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing through all this means that Bruce and his team is going to be even more busier than you already are busy, which it just adds more work. But again, they do a tremendous job doing that, and we're just super excited about the Henderson County Sports Complex over at Berkeley Park. Cannot wait for that to get finished. And again, maybe in the fall, definitely by the spring, we'll just kind of see what the weather's like in the months ahead. All right, so not only that, but when you kind of look at what's coming up, the senior games are coming up real soon. We've had some huge numbers last couple of years. I think last year came down just a little bit. I am a 2-time defending gold medal winner, and maybe this year if I win mini golf again, I may have to go to Raleigh and compete. But that's something that's coming up that's been very popular that I know your crew does as well.
Yeah, Lynn Metcalf kind of took over senior games as her sole responsibility. We'd had some shared responsibility with senior games, and that senior games program has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're doing senior games before the senior games even start, and we've got a lot of activities. And Lynn is involved with special needs with Donnie Jones and our senior population. So I couldn't be more proud of what she's done with helping Donnie and just being somebody there to help organize and block off things for him. But then to come in with senior games, and all of our programs have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm going to say this on record, and I'm only going to say this one time. I did lose to Mike in putt-putt by a stroke or two. I was leading on the first 9 or 10 holes, and then my phone started ringing off the hook, and I kind of lost concentration. So, but Mike is defending champion. But anybody 55 and older, if you're not, you could really be involved in senior games, but you're also meeting people, and it's like through cornhole, through shooting pool, through the putt-putt golf. There are so many people down there, and our golf deal, they're meeting a lot of different people, but they're shooting basketball in the gyms, they're playing ping pong. If there's something out there, and then not only with senior games, but our silver arts. We had a huge Silver Arch dinner this year at Blue Ridge Community College, and we got to feed all these people, and we got to, people with painting, with singing, with dancing. I mean, we've got a huge group, and it's incredible. I feel blessed,
Yeah, and all this information, you can find it on our website, HendersonCountyNC.gov, and click on the Parks and Recreation page. Ton of information there. And I will say, mini golf, I was laser focused. Once I saw Bruce talking on his phone too much, I knew he was my only competition. And once he was paying more attention to his phone, I pounced. No, I'm just kidding. But all that information is there on our website. And not just that, I think it's important for people sometimes is check out the website and just click on all the parks in our county, because we talk a lot about the recreation. But it is parks and recreation. I know Jason Kilgore does a lot with the parks. Of course, the acoustic trail just opened. But gosh, the things you can do, the places you can rent, all the different parks, different things, so many wonderful things just in our parks in Henderson County.
And I'm probably going to leave some things out, but not by intention, but just, first of all, thank you to Jason Kilgore and his staff for helping maintain all of those parks. And it's a huge job, huge job. Brooklyn and the office staff with Hannah and Kathy and Corey and all those guys helping out, people are always calling, and we've got boat ramps, we've got picnic tables, we've got shelters, we've got community shelters. There's a lot going on every day inside each park, and a lot of those parks have friends of the park who want to help and do things, and we love those people, right? We love those people at Tuxedo and Etowah and East Flat Rock. We love those people because they're helping us. Not with the maintenance part, but they're always, they're walking through, seeing things, making sure if there's a water leak or if there's a tree down or something like that, they can get back to us and help us out. But, I try to Jason rides through probably twice a week, going through every park, just checking on things and just making sure. But I couldn't make it without him. I couldn't make it without all my staff, but those parks are busy. And, Jackson Park on a Friday, Monday through Friday is busy. On a Saturday when we have soccer and we have our softball tournaments and we have special needs in there and people are playing tennis, our disc golf in there, the parks are busy. And, we've tried to add as much passive recreation as we can. We've got a disc golf course now at East Flat Rock Park. We've got a walking trail. We're getting ready to put a new playground in at East Flat Rock, which is huge. We put a new playground in at Jackson Park. We put a new playground in at Etowah. So once again, county commissioners and leaders in Henderson County, I think about every day about all the good things that we've done here the last few years. It's incredible for our community.
And again, I highly encourage you, if you've never done it before, just check out their website, click on the Parks tab, and all the parks are listed right there. And also on Facebook, you now have your own Facebook page for Parks and Recreation. That is great, so we can share stuff straight through that as well, so give that a follow too. So once again, whether it's the website or through social media, you can find stuff. And Bruce, and again, we mentioned it, I just said it, but the website has a ton of information too.
Yeah, we're proud of our website. You can go on there and get a ton of information. You can see the parks. You can rent the facility online. You can register online. Brooklyn, Hannah, Kathy, Corey, all of those guys do a super job with that website and keeping it up to date, making sure that we've got everything on there. But I want to brag a little bit, Mike, on you and being the Chief's Communication Officer and coming in and having Tiffany here with our own Facebook page and being able to promote our parks. It's been a game changer. We talk about growth all the way through our parks and our stuff and our programs. I contribute that a lot to you and the vision of the board and Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Todd to see like, hey, these programs are going to grow, and just being able to promote the good things that we're doing and promoting the safety. But so kudos to your staff, kudos to Mike, to everything that you're doing here. I think this has been a game changer for Henderson County, and I want to brag on you and your staff and all the hard work that you guys are putting in. Talking about the good things that are going on here in Henderson County. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I got to admit, that's my favorite thing to do is to share the good news. And typically about 99% of the time when I'm talking about Parks and Recreation is good news, yeah. So which is a good thing. Hey, we do want to go back, because you and I were just talking kind of in between segments here, go back to Berkeley Park just for a second and talk about the baseball and the softball facility is going to be there, because again, that opens the door for several things to happen there, not just for teams, but for that use it regularly, like the Honeycrisp and the high school, but just to have that ballpark. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're excited, Mike, to be able to, first of all, Hendersonville High School plays softball on Field 5 next to the playground. They're going to have a field now at Berkeley Park, so to be able to take them from Jackson Park and their games be at Berkeley is a game changer, because what that does is it allows for Little League to use that field now. We're partners with the school. We help Little League youth baseball out with all their schedules and scheduling and all that. They run all the programs inside. We just block off the fields for what they need. They schedule all of their games. They do all that. But what it will allow for us to take Hendersonville High School out of Jackson Park through the week. That'll give us another baseball field. But it'll also, on the baseball field, Hendersonville High School, the Honeycrisp, youth baseball, anybody that needed to use that field at Berkeley is going to be able to use that field at Berkeley. And we're also going to be able to use the field that Hendersonville High School is going to be using. So if Little League had an all-star game, or if we wanted to play in the big field, we could have a tournament there and whatever. But it's going to be a game changer, once that field is complete, for us to be able to take care of the high schools and all the county schools, but anybody that needed those fields. But it's going to relieve a lot of pressure, and we're just excited about that.
Just thanks again to your group, and we're just blessed to have just wonderful people. You've got a great crew, and if you see them out in public, you see folks working, you do stuff, just say thank you to them, because I think they deserve it, and I can't thank you enough, my friend, for all you do.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you and all the coverage you do and all the information that you get out about Parks and Rec and just everything that you guys are doing. I'm happy to be in Henderson County, and this is a great place to live and work and have a family. So very proud of what we're doing.
All right, thanks so much, Bruce Gilliam, Director of Parks and Recreation, joining me here today. And once again, don't forget, go to our website, HendersonCountyNC.gov. Click on the Parks and Recreation tab, all kind of information about all the programs going on, all the events going on, as well as a list of all the parks. Follow them on social media, on Facebook as well. All right, we'll wrap things up here for this edition of the Henderson County Conversations podcast. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back on again soon. So have a great February.